ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life. Get busy living or get busy dying.
You ain't first, last. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Welcome to Brews and Reviews with Mick and Pat. I'm Mick.
And I'm Pat.
And each week we sit down with you degenerates to pretend we're certified cicerones and cinephiles.
That is right. So grab a cold one and join us as we review Mortal XXX's Cucumber Lime Hard Kombucha and give our thoughts on episode 7 of the HBO Max series, The Last of Us.
And if you've been with us before, you know what time it is.
Release the Kraken.
Oh, wow.
It's safe.
It's off and on with
safe
these kombuchas.
You never know what you're going to get.
When you're prepared for it to be, Jack in the Box, it's rather underwhelming. And then it just makes you lull into a comfort, a peace before it's like, yeah, gotcha, bitch. It just sprays all over.
Like Cat Williams comes
Exactly.
out of the top.
100%. No, that's what I'm talking about. Totally referencing Cat Williams.
Oh my gosh. Well, Mortal XXX Hard Kombucha, Cucumber Lime, 5.2% ABV. Rules to drink by: keep chilled, serve cold, enjoy responsibly, and please recycle. On the can here, it's looking like they are a 1% for the Planet Company. Mandatory. If you really want to be in the game, you got to have that little tag on there. On the rim, it says, not normal, probiotic, not seltzer, not beer. And if thirsty and refreshing had a baby, this would be it. It would be called boozy, probiotic, thirst-quenching, bubbly kombucha spa water, or maybe the best drink ever, or cucumber cool-off. It's a revitifying combination of Himalayan sea salt, lime, and cucumber blended with 5.2% alcohol volume, hard kombucha, and it's... Gosh, I can't read in this new lighting.
Oh, you said revitifying.
What did I say? Revivifying. Revivifying. Anyways, it goes on in this lengthy paragraph. In your hand, it's cradled in your hand, so congratulations. You are now the proud parent of a completely refreshing and revitalizing drink. So, that's the can.
Tell you what, dog. This is a 3-sipper before you can make a call. Because that first sip made me backpedal like a fucking cat.
I feel like I just licked something out of between a hippie's toes. Oh my gosh.
Holy shit, that's some funk. That's exactly what I thought all kombucha was going to taste like.
Just an old vegetable.
No, dude, that tastes like you're sucking on a mushroom walking through the woods. Like, tell me like when you drink that, you're not like, yep, that tastes like fungus and lime.
Yeah. It's like those,
Ooh-wee.
Have you ever seen a video of those nature rave people licking trees?
No, I don't watch that kind of porn.
It's horrible. It's horrifying.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
This is probably what it tastes like.
That's not what licking trees taste like.
When they're just licking stuff. They're licking mushrooms. You know those mushrooms that grow on the side of the tree that you break off, the big fat ones?
Chicken of the forest?
Yeah, that thing. They're
Chicken of the woods?
They're just licking everything.
Dude, okay, all right. Run through the website here, run through theman.com, because I got a lot of things I want to talk about this, and I don't want to skip our credentials here.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you got a little homepage here where they have a couple different flavors going on. Your cursor does turn into lips and a tongue. It's kind of wild. Oh my gosh, I don't know what this is doing to my insides, but the gases are growing.
Yeah, I feel like it's turning me into a fungus.
Whoa.
Something is immediately reacting to it.
Yeah.
My stomach's like, what the fuck are you doing?
The probiotic. There's just like a battle of probiotics going on in
There
your
is
guts
right
right
now.
now. There's the fight between good and evil, and we don't know which one's good or evil. It's like a modern drama TV show.
Gandalf holding the esophagus.
Yeah.
Oh, shall not pass.
God, don't Google that. So their website, they got it going on here. You know, it's fairly basic. They got a CEO who started this thing, and that's all that they have on here about their stuff. So WTF is Mortal Kombucha. It's a combination of black and green tea, liquefied snowflakes, aka agua, super powered all natural ingredients. The list goes on. Grab a bottle, hashtag, finish it, and fight death. So,
Fight death. What?
dude, I know.
Fight death?
They say they're on
This
the top of
can's
the-
called
yeah.
Mortal.
It says make death wish it was never born.
Damn, dog.
Our story started with wanting to live forever because life is awesome, or at least as long as possible. But one thing stood in our way.
Suicide.
Death. I know, right? It's like yeah, like
Sorry.
like,
That's so fucking dark.
liver failure,
Yeah.
like psoriasis of
Cancer.
the liver, you know. So it's like,
Oxygenation of every cell in our body.
so we decided to fight it with beverages, pursuits, endeavors, group fitness, and binge watch or two of reality TV and anything that makes us feel alive. So it sounds like these are all things that are actually kind of squirt you towards death a little quicker. But anyways, they're out of Boulder, Colorado. They've got 5 reviews on Google. They got 5 stars out of 5 on here though, so that's good. I was really hoping for some rippers on here because that was fun last time we got to
You mean like just razzing the shit out of?
oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I mean, it sounds like a good website. Kind of sounds cringy though. I'll say this: the whole changing your mouse cursor, that's a vibe. That takes me back to like early 2000s dial-up
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
I like that. The marketing is like solid. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, just like this has got to be some of the best. This is art that like kind of channels almost.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, who does the Dead Guy IPA?
I don't know. Sounds like a job for old Craig. But if you look these guys up on Google,
Rogales.
Rogales.
Rogales has really good art that's kind of like this style, and the marketing is very, very appealing. I don't know. I just think like the design is very like thought of. Like, you know, they put effort into it more than
Yep.
fucking half these other brands that are just like, let's just put fruit at various 30-degree angles and scatter it around the label.
Yeah, they're throwing something they're throwing effort at the marketing, maybe a little more than the recipe on this one. But you look them up on Google, there's just registered to like a house in a neighborhood. Like not a bad neighborhood, but not a great neighborhood. It's just a house. So
Like a Pat, why aren't you going in more detail? What, like, is it in Compton, LA?
no, it's in Boulder.
Compton,
It's in Boulder, Colorado.
Boulder.
You
A
know,
bad neighborhood in Boulder, Colorado. Is there such a thing?
mate,
A noisy neighborhood? Is
I'm
there?
sure there's some people who might have it a little different than others in Boulder.
Sure.
I mean, lots of people have Teslas and Land Rovers, and that's good too.
A lot of homelessness.
But there's a lot of homelessness. You know, this house looks like you're not living on Pearl Street yet, but you do need to water your grass at some point, which that might not be their fault. That might be because Boulder has like some crazy laws about what you can fertilize and not. So
Yeah.
it's not their fault. But these people need to take a lesson from last week's people, which is to when you start a business, you hire a company to register your company for you so that your home residence is not then listed as a picture on Google.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Mostly, besides all that, the point being, where do they make it? Do they make it in a bathtub in this house? Do they make it in the garage like Walter White and Jesse Pinkman in there? just brewing up some booch. What's going on here? I don't know. If I had to venture a guess.
I mean, honestly, by the art here, I think they just squeeze cucumbers and lemons in a really strong man's 5-fingered hand.
Yep.
That's not a fucking thumb. That's a 5th finger.
Yep. I agree. Well, lots of what we're finding with lots of these kombucha companies is they white label, and
they're fucking frauds, is what I'm finding out.
Which that means is you go find a brewery that has all the equipment and the knowledge and the back support to brew kombucha or a beverage, and then they can it for you, and then they slap your label on it, and then you go out and market it to other places. Which,
my only argument for, like, I'm okay with it because you got to be scalable.
Right.
Like, it just, no way are you ever going to have enough time to have your own bottle press conveyor belt in your garage and have that be enough. Mm-hmm. Like, WeldWorks went through that. WeldWorks went through, like, the whole scalability issue when they realized they had something people wanted to buy in stores.
Right.
And it really hurt them bad, not being able to scale. Mm-hmm. So I understand outsourcing a lot of this, but bro, if the CEO of this company doesn't know the fucking recipe by heart and like helped make it to like and tailored it and taste tested, if she's just doing the marketing, it's all a lie, man. It's all a lie. Don't give your money to that shit.
It's just the American dream, baby.
It's not, man. I mean, it is, and I'm all about making a buck.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, it's fucking... It's not real, man.
It's all...
Bro, what would you do?
It's all a disguise.
What would you do if you were going to, like, your, like, local, privately owned auto repair mechanic, and then, like, one day you just peeled his skin off, and it was just like a, you know, fucking... I don't know. Why can't I think of the name? O'Reilly's. It was just fucking O'Reilly's, dude.
O'Reilly's,
He's just O'Reilly's. He's like, they just know they'll get more business if I look local.
Yep.
Please don't judge me.
Funny thing about that.
I hate that,
there
dude.
Is a, know someone who worked at farmers markets in the summers.
Like not Trader Joe's, but like an actual
like a true farmers market, like stand-up market. And then they worked them in the summers, but they also work them in like off-season. And they tell stories about how they had to... like sell whatever, like peaches or avocados, like in the dead of winter. And they would be peeling the grocery store stickers off in the back.
Wow.
And people would be like, are these locally grown here? And they're like,
yes.
Yeah. It's like dead. It's like, you know,
October.
Yeah. If you're not going to have the, you know, mental fortitude or forethought to think through this and go, it's the winter. There are no peaches in Colorado. You know, then maybe
still
you deserve
Palisade peaches.
Maybe you deserve to buy a homegrown peach. You know,
everyone's trying to make a buck. And, you know, I actually know a female who is from Palisade.
Really?
And the thing she despises the most is how early Palisade peaches signs go up. And they'll be selling Palisade. For those who don't know, Palisade peaches, big deal in Colorado and in surrounding states. Palisade peaches are peaches, which are usually seen as like a more tropical fruit that can thrive in Colorado's dry climate with the proper warmth and temperature in the summer and all that. But they grow late and are harvested late. Like they get harvested and actually go out to market like end of July, early August. A lot of people start selling Palisade quote unquote peaches in like June.
Really?
Those ain't Palisade peaches, dog. Those store-bought. Those outsourced, coming in from a different environment where they can grow earlier in the season.
Really?
Yeah. And she gets so on fire about it. But anyways, I'm kind of getting on fire about this shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big believer in supporting small-time, near local businesses. And I just feel like I've been had with kombucha. Like I feel like every time we look into kombucha stuff, when we really get into the nitty gritty, we find out the brewery is just, there's no brewery. It's just the same place. It's the same address as everyone else. And it's just whoever claims to be the founder is just posting Instagram pictures to market it. Smoke break.
Smoke break.
Hey, Ken, it's Mick, and I've got something important to talk about. We all hope we never find ourselves in a self-defense situation, but life's unpredictable. Enter the National Self-Protection Plan from Attorneys on Retainer, an actual credible law firm you can put on retainer for your self-defense needs. For just $35 a month, you get national coverage in all 50 states for criminal and civil legal representation in self-defense situations, complete with a 24/7, 365 toll-free emergency line. That's real legal support when you need it most. What's in the package? Bail bonds, scene cleanup, firearm replacement, even mental health counseling. Plus, 0 fees for a laundry list of defense-related costs like expert witnesses. So support the show and get yourself some peace of mind. Click the link in our show notes or visit our sponsors page to sign up for the National Self-Protection Plan from Attorneys on Retainer.
Hey folks, Pat here. If you're like Mick and I, you're a fan of classic tales like Lonesome Dove, Blood Meridian, The Three-Body Problem, and Steinbeck's East of Eden. With Audible, you can dive into these epic stories anytime, anywhere. Sign up for a free month, and your first audiobook is on the house. To start your free trial and support our show, click the link in the show notes or swing by the sponsors page on our website.
Want an awesome website for your podcast? Check out Podpage. We use it for the Mick Pat show, and it's a game changer. Set it up in minutes, no coding needed. Support the show by using our link to get started. Your podcast deserves a home as great as ours. Podpage, the one-stop solution.
Yeah. If I had to wager a guess, this stuff is brewed in the same exact place
Don't say that.
as our other favorite kombucha. Once again, we've just been dumping on them so much, but we continue. The Hooch Booch.
Bro,
Hooch Booch Stanky Leg.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Hooch Booch's stank carriage. What they grow in there, who knows? Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
And so they
oh man, dude, I hope to God she hears this somehow.
and
I hope she's just not like, I hope she's not like crying. I hope she's not hurt. I hope she's like, these fuckers. I'm gonna go on there. I'm gonna get on that podcast and I'm gonna fucking roast them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make fun of the clothes they wear the whole time.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a great fun evening.
I'm
to me.
into it.
But if I had to wager a guess, this stuff is brewed in the exact same place.
Same place.
Like right next to it.
I'm afraid that you're insinuating you dislike it. This is gonna be a controversial one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, dog.
Have you given it have we swished it yet?
Hey, everybody, you know the drill. We got to aerate this puppy. So take a good sip, let it get to the back of your tongue, roll it around, and then use your tongue to push it through your teeth. Oh. Oh. Fuck.
Do you like it?
There's something about it, like it feels like I'm drinking gasoline, dog. Like it's weird because it's a lower alcohol content than some of the other ones we've had. 5.2%, not a lot.
Yeah.
You know, just barely above a White Claw.
Yeah.
Or Ranch Water.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to Ranch Water. I fucking love you. But holy shit, dog. Like, there's a burn. Like, my eyes are watering.
I think it's burning my stomach lining.
Here's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm a masochist, dude. I think I want people to step on my fingers. I think I want to be spanked, and I think I want this. I think I want this to burn me while I drink it.
So you're saying you like it?
Oh, I fucking love it, dude.
Really?
Oh, I could.
Oh.
I don't know how many. I could drink these until I'm sick. Like I could drink these until I have a stomach ache. If that's just one, maybe that's just one.
I've had 1/4 of this, and I'm already. I don't know, man.
Dude, it doesn't taste like medicine though. It tastes like
no.
You know what it reminds me of? You know the reason why I think I really like it? It reminds me of Grandma Ramos.
Her rotten cucumbers.
No, wow. Okay, try to keep it PG. No, out in Michigan, where I got a lot of good fam. There's a family that has been married into my family. My grandma's side of the family. And they are the only Mexicans in northern Michigan. I know. I mean, I don't know. They're not right, but like they are. It is a rare. You know, there's no good Mexican food in northern Michigan. I'll tell you that, other than in their house.
Right.
But one of those individuals is Grandma Ramos, and Grandma Ramos, God bless her, she had like, I don't know, probably 30 children, and in all that though, she has like a homemade white wine recipe. It's not the French white wine. It's like from old Mexico white wine recipe, and it tastes like this, but a little bit hotter. Like it's like a combination of tequila and wine almost. Like it burns going down, but it has that like distinct white grape, almost citrus flavor, right? You know, not like the dull bitterness of red grapes, but like the spiciness almost that white grapes can have when you have white wine. And this really gives me the hard nostalgia for that. And to my Mexicans out there, you know, my Mexican kin, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because I know that recipe is not distinct to her, and I've spoken to other like Mexican families who have their own white wine recipe. And they're like, oh, dude, there's nothing that burns as good as homemade white wine, which is weird because you go to Costco, you get Kirkland white wine, and it doesn't burn at all.
Right.
It's just not as bubbly champagne.
Yeah.
And this really gives me a lot of nostalgia. So, dude, I don't taste the cucumber that much. You know, the cucumber is just not as there.
That's part of the part I don't. It's in the aftertaste. It tastes like a fermented cucumber.
It kind of tastes like the skin of the cucumber as the aftertaste for sure. Dude, I know this sounds like I shouldn't enjoy it, but like the lime part of it is spicy. It's a spicy lime and sour. Like it makes me want to pucker, but it also makes me think I just swallowed like vinegary Tabasco almost.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I think of like a cucumber kombucha, I think of something that's going to be, like crisp, refreshing,
That's the cucumber jewel pods.
Yeah.
They got your brain messed up.
Just,
they rewired everyone's brain. That's not what cucumber tastes like.
Yeah, or like you like go to a hotel lobby, they got the cucumber water.
Sure,
it's good. But
it is good. Cucumber's got a very fresh flavor.
If I had to give this a thumb rating, you should see your face when you drink it,
bro.
You do not like it.
No, I fucking love it. You know what I feel like?
What?
I feel like the old prospector, like an 1870s Western town. Is just honestly at this point like he's insane and he just drinks fucking gas.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. Well, I like whiskey. And I like other hard things, but this one, I don't. I'm giving it 2 thumbs down.
No.
Yeah.
More than Hooch Booch? This is worse than Bee's Knees. Even with the marketing, the logo.
I know you're trying to give me the marketing.
Because you're such a sucker, dude.
Well, I think
you're being way over. You got to think more, man.
On the Hooch Booch, the reason it only got 1 was because I felt like we'd gotten like a bad batch, but now we're coming to find out.
Fuck you.
If we could go back and
you're
rate
giving it 2
one,
thumbs down because I'm going to give it a thumb up.
Well, hey,
you were trying to offset me. Hey, Pat,
the politics,
the integrity of Brews and Reviews is at stake right now.
And our new our new Grinder account. What's that app called? Untapped.
Oh, Untapped. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that for virgins?
No, dude, it's for people who like beer.
Oh. Yes,
I think you can. Kombucha's on it. It's not just beer.
Virgins can review beer on there, but I thought Untapped might be a good name for a.
That's actually funny for like
app.
virgin app, like Mormon dating app. Untapped. That's hilarious. Dude, come on, be real. 2 thumbs down. There's no way this is as bad as lemon coating NyQuil Hooch Booch.
That one is so bad. if I could go back in time, I'd probably give it
two thumbs down.
Well, at this point, we've like since we have not ceased to review that one negatively every single time since. If we could go back, it would get a pretty rough.
It'd probably
go.
get 4 thumbs down.
What did you give it 2 down?
I think I did. I think I gave it 2 down. Like, cause maybe I gave it 1.
Yeah,
because I could imagine worse things. I could have like I can still imagine vomit, like the taste of vomit.
For me, I think my taste buds.
Bro, okay, all right.
Not into it.
Maybe it's a little too warm. I think maybe like I'm imagining this like in its prime thing. Like imagine this poured over fresh snow. like you just literally take your favorite beer glass, scoop up some snow, and just pour it over that, and just like that fresh, crisp.
It might not even be
cucumber.
It's the freaking like it might be the base kombucha that's even in it. Like it's just as it's going into my stomach, it's curdling something. It's just
weak as shit, dog.
There it is.
No, all right. Hey, respect. You're really giving it. You're committing. This will be the worst thing you've ever rated. You're committing to that. This is the worst tasting thing we've had on Brews and Reviews.
As much now as while you talk me out of it, I want to change. Now I can't, because now if I back down, I can't back down.
Bro, you will forever regret this, because you will have shittier beer on this podcast, and this shittier beer, you're gonna think back, you're gonna be like, this is inside Pat's brain. Pat's brain just, oh fuck, man, I was a little overzealous on that one, because this is way worse than that kombucha.
All right. You've swayed me. I'll give it a 1.
All right, I'll take what I can get.
Did you hear all the listeners just lose respect as I just caved?
I heard a lot of people just be like, they have a healthy relationship. They compromise. They meet in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Dude, I don't know what it is.
You're just gonna come back.
We've gone on for like way fucking too long about this, because it is good, but this is the best way I can describe what I
are putting in your body.
Honestly, it's kind of zinnish. It's kind of citrus zinny. You know what I mean? If you like citrus zin, this is up your alley.
Citrus zin makes me feel sick.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe that's
starting to lie. You also are one of the few sick fucks who like coffee zin.
Only I don't really know. I really don't.
You speak of it like you have great memories of it.
Here's what I do. My favorite is cinnamon zin.
Oh, that's what it was.
In the morning with your coffee.
There is no coffee zin.
There is coffee zin.
There is?
It's horrible.
Oh, wow.
It's nasty. It'll get the job done if you're in a pinch. Some guys got the coffee, you throw it in there. Now, if you throw a coffee and a cinnamon in, now you kind of have a little thing working.
I just get hiccups from the cinnamon zin.
Already.
So this is so unique, memorable, powerful, punchy. This is what I look for in beer. Not necessarily this kind of sour or burn, but a flavor. Whoa! Like something the Guy Fieri is gonna hump a fucking laundry machine over and just like, oh, flavor down. Like shit that rewires your brain. And dude, Pat, I know you're gonna bitch about it. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up, dude. First thing I think on this podcast, I'm giving 2 thumbs up to. Dude, I know I can't drink a 6-pack of that, but it only comes in a 4.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Because they know if you have 4 of these, you're gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna throw up and shit.
And you won't even be drunk yet. You'll just be sick.
Yeah. I mean, dude, honestly, it's so memorable. It's such a good flavor. Like I just can't. I can't not.
Evan Williams. Evan Williams pretty memorable when it's coming back out. Oh man,
I don't know what Evan Williams is.
It's a bottom shelf whiskey that is just wretched. Yeah,
still got like
it's
cornmeal in it.
It's punchy. It's a flavor you won't forget.
Yeah. I'm not that, like, I don't feel that way. Like, Everclear, that's something you never forget.
Yeah.
I don't give that 2 thumbs up. Anyways, that's controversial. So here at Mick and Pat show, unless Pat, you want to try to talk me down? You want to
No.
try?
I'll let you.
I made you
leave it up.
laugh.
No,
I made you laugh, and that's why you're gonna let
here's
me
the deal.
have it.
No, I'll let you leave it up there for the exact same reason that you talked me out of mine.
I don't get it.
That there will be,
Oh, there'll be.
you know,
You'll think I'll have something better, and I'll be like, "Fuck that wasn't a 2 thumbs up."
yeah, exactly.
I don't think so, dude.
All
This is I know me.
All right.
Anyways, so here at the Make It Pass show, Mortal Triple X's Cucumber Lime. They have a couple other flavors available, but this one, Cucumber Lime, the only one we've tried so far, and it gets a 1 thumb up. It gets a neutral
Yeah.
because Pat gave it a thumb down, Mick gave it 2 thumbs up, and gets a thumb up. And I love this because this is the first one that we haven't had a trend.
Yeah.
Actually, no, fuck you. The Holiday Ale. I gave that 2 thumbs down, and you gave it a thumb up
Yeah.
out of spite.
I know. I know.
It's different when it's out of spite versus out of honesty, man. I'll never forget that. Anyways, again, don't want any of you to forget it. Check us out on Untapped, where we're keeping all of our reviews of our brews. As we kind of build things out, ideally we'd have those available on our website as we continue to develop things. So check them out. We try to always have a funny comment on Untapped about our summary of the beer and or the beverage, I guess. This isn't technically beer. And if you enjoy it, definitely use them as a litmus test. Start having a couple, taste the things we've tasted and reviewed. Hopefully you're drinking it with us. And once you kind of start feeling out who you start, what your palate's more similar to, whether it's Pat or mine, then you can start using our reviews as a way of helping guide you and the beverages you want to spend money on. Because sometimes they're fucking expensive and they're not worth it. And honestly, kombucha, I'm just going to call it how I see it, dog. Shit's $5 overpriced on almost all of them.
Mm-hmm. That's what, dude. I wonder if they probably have some good margins on these suckers.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even do the work. You just fucking pour shit into a vat and let the mushroom grow, and then you open up the tap and let it pour out.
Let it ooze.
And it was honestly genius marketing because someone opened it up and they're like, bro, you can't fucking sell that. That looks like cum is floating around in there. And you're like, no, people will buy it for that because that way they know it's real kombucha.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that's fucking ludicrous. And then it sold. And people were like, all right, whatever. Guess people like the look of cum in their beer.
It took a while to catch on. Just even general kombucha. So there it is, the cucumber lime. And another thing about this that I'm just not sure about is who has been bottling it. I want to get down to the bottom of that. See if I can find that in my off
you're gonna
time,
get into the research?
Yeah, I'm gonna find that out. But anyways, we're moving on from that into what is episode 7 of The Last of Us. Last week's episode, we had Joel and Ellie make their way on horseback to Jackson Hole. I guess Jackson, Wyoming. Jackson Hole's the name of the ski resort. But anyways, made it to Jackson, Wyoming, and then they headed on down to a southerly direction to see if they could get Ellie to the Fireflies to make the vaccine with her blood, but they weren't there. And at the end of that episode, Joel was stabbed in the gut with a bat. Broken bat, stabbed in the gut, and left us with the two of them with their condition unknown in a snowstorm on some train tracks. This next episode opens up with Ellie trying to do what she can for Joel, and he's bleeding out, and in the scene that opens up, we have Joel tell her to leave him, and
Like sincerely.
He's
Like
like,
not even a
yeah.
hesitation. Just
Just
leave.
Leave him to die.
Leave me. Get back to Tommy.
Yep. And then we see her head to the door. And as she heads out the door, it flashes back to her former life as a trainee and a cadet for Fedra at her last QZ. And it tells a little story of her and her friend and kind of her. It starts off with her, the hard time she's having there, the bullying she's facing, the way she doesn't fit in. But it does show that her training, like cadre there, does see value in her, that she is unique and special and smart and has great potential, but isn't necessarily unlocking all of that. And then we learn that her roommate had disappeared, and we weren't sure what happened to her.
Her roommate being not, oh shit, I forgot her name from the Spider-Man movies in Euphoria.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought it was her too.
It's funny because she played Zendaya. Yeah. Not Zendaya,
Yeah.
but actually Zendaya's sister in Euphoria.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it did,
Makes sense. They look a lot alike.
yeah, it did look like her a little bit. Like it could be definitely a little stand-in action, a little stunt double action. But she comes back in the night through the window. Probably, first romantic foreshadowing in there,
Yeah, a little, just a little Romeo Juliet.
Yep. But she comes back for her in the night and takes her off her feet into a wonderful night.
She, though, doesn't make any romantic comments or anything.
No.
It's literally like, you're my best fucking friend. Come on, let's go party.
At this point, it's pretty.
It's Mean Girls.
At this point,
get in, bitch. We're going shopping.
Yeah. At this point, they're just good old friends.
Yeah.
To the audience, and we learned that the friend has become a Firefly, the arch enemy nemesis faction of Fedra. So we have a little bit of Fox and the Hound tale going on as well.
Yeah, and it was something that I guess wasn't ever clearly stated for me. I never played this in the video game. This was a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
The irony though of like who Ellie is when we first meet her in the game and gets to Joel, and then now where she's at, where she's like, no, I kind of see the good side of Fedra. I kind of see the purpose. I see the point. And oh, by the way, they're training us. Literally, like the propaganda is, you're gonna kill Fireflies one day because they're gonna kill you. And I was just like, it was kind of dark. It was immediately dark of like, oh, they're training kids. They're training orphans to kill this other group. Doesn't seem very, doesn't seem like it's going to help the future of humanity if that's like the pop propaganda, right?
Right. If both these groups are just kind of existing to fight the other ones. But, maybe that's kind of how it is. And just the world around us, just two sides kind of furthering their interests and further dividing. But all that said, they sneak out of town and they find a dead guy, steal his whiskey. But they steal this dead guy's whiskey, start taking nips from it, and head on out to the mall where Kroger brand Zendaya flips on the electrical power to the mall, and they go on a classic old school mall date, which
dude, all I wanted to play was girls want to have fun.
Oh yeah.
Like it just would have been perfect. And like they're not even doing that many girly things. Like, they're not doing any good things.
That whole time it's just montaging them.
Keep going.
Just going through.
I'm aroused.
The whole thing,
I want to go shopping.
And so they one thing I don't, kids don't mall date like they once did.
Bro, the mall, one of my favorite comments I saw in like a review of this episode was someone was like, kids these days just don't understand.
No, they don't.
Like, if this apocalypse happened in 2003, that was peak mall culture.
Oh yeah,
That was like when the mall was the holy grail temple of like, Timothy, I invite you to come to the mall with me this evening. And like you were like, the blood sacrifice worked.
yeah,
And like, you know what I mean? Like the mall was the place, dude. And like even when I was in high school, it had transitioned from the mall to the strip mall.
Oh yeah,
Because the strip mall was just more accessible and it was like closer to us. And like the big mall just, it was kind of too boring. Like it's kind of where everyone else who was a little too old hung out when we were in high school.
Yep.
Back in the early 20-teens.
Yeah, I'd say that the malls, were great proving grounds. Great they were places where the youths could cross pollinate.
Those youths.
And now there's just basically via the social media apps, it's all just homogenization. As much as you think you're an individual, you're not. And so, dude, on the mall front, you'd go there, all different types of people, all walks of life. You'd see people you didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Some emo kid making out in the corner. You didn't even know what an emo kid was. And then this other kid's a scene kid, and you're like, he's like, I'm not emo, I'm scene.
Bro,
you're like, bro, you guys look the same.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on.
I remember when emo cut the goth cloth away.
Yeah.
And emo was like, we're not goth.
Yeah.
We're emo.
It's like, but you all shop at Hot Topic.
I was like, yeah. I was like, the only thing is like goths are fun and you're not.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong, goth people are scary, but they're like, did you ever get to like know, like not an emo, like a goth person, like someone who's goth, like wore the makeup and
I had
like
one friend, he was like real into like Norse gods. He wore a lot of like Norse rings.
Yeah, and tell me this, was he not funny as fuck?
He was super fun to be around.
Dude, the goth kids were the funniest. Emo kids, I just were like, buzzkill.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to go to skate park because you're thinking about your middle school girlfriend? What? Shut the fuck up.
Well, you keep flipping that flippy hair.
Yeah.
And then also covering your arms with like a...
Goth kids never flip the hair out of their eyes.
A male boy.
Okay, I was really struggling to understand what you're saying.
Yeah, not a mailman like Newman from Seinfeld, but a dude was wearing like, they'd wear like a thin hoodie and always be like doing this. I know you can't see it because I'm talking, but you'd be like, you pull it up like over your thumbs and your cover your thumbs and the back of your hands so you can only see this part. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how they wear it.
And they just like, they do that thing. They do that thing where they bump their knuckles together.
And they're always cold.
They
got their knuckles together and always cold because they're wearing the thinnest ass hoodie that was ever made.
Yeah.
In the freaking January.
Oh, gosh,
and
dude.
You know what? I feel for them because looking back on it now, they were all just trying to figure it out. But so anyways, they go on a mall date and things, progress. They have some fun. There's, throughout it, there is, the romantic eyes back and forth, a little like, kiddish, like, awkward pauses.
Like,
and
there's like the held breath looking at each other.
Lingering gazes. Yeah. And I almost said lingering gaze, but I meant gazes. Not the gaze weren't lingering. The gaze did linger a little too long because
the gaze
they were
like GAZ.
Yeah, because I was trying to make it clear I wasn't saying the gaze were lingering. Their gazes were lingering. But long story short, the gaze lingered too long and they done got bit.
True, dude. True.
So,
and spoiler alert. Fucking hell, Pat. Now, like I at first was like, ugh, awkward TV, but then I caught myself and I realized Ellie in this scene is supposed to be like 16, maybe 16. I think she's 14. I think with Joel,
because in the game she's like 11.
No, she's like 14.
But she's older in this show.
I think in the show she's actually, I don't know. I can't remember. All I'm saying is a little weird because, what's her name? Gosh, Lord, why am I forgetting her name?
Croker Brands and
Storm Reed is the actress's name. I'm just forgetting the name of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not a name that you name a kid. Honestly, side note,
That's
Storm Reid.
That's a strong name, though.
I think that's a porn star name, dude.
Well, you can. Well, that's just because of like Stormy Daniels, you know.
Oh, that's what it was.
It's
Stormy
Daniels,
Daniels.
the Trump thing.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
but
right.
Storm Reid, like Stormy, but Storm Reid, like I feel like you can wield that strongly.
Yeah, I mean she does. She walks around with like boss girl energy for sure.
Yeah.
But
I think that's fake.
she says in the show,
Mm-hmm.
when it turns 17 or 18, what does she say?
17.
17,
Yeah.
I get sent off to do.
Yeah.
And I guess to make it, I mean, it's kind of unrealistic, dude. I don't remember any 17-year-olds who dated, unless, I guess. I remember some 17-year-old seniors who were dating 14-year-old freshmen.
There was this guy who would drive I remember this guy would always sit in his red truck.
Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, dude, out front of the middle school until his 8th grade girlfriend came out.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Gee, Lord. I bet they're married with like 3 kids.
Nope.
Okay, good. But no, I think at first my knee-jerk reaction was like, it was kind of awkward. Like they should have shot that differently. That was a little too long. But then I was like, no. I remember being 17 and romance was still kind of awkward. Intimacy was awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, especially if Ellie is supposed to be 14 in this. I like the awkwardness. It's pretty on brand. These kids don't have a fucking idea what they're supposed to do, and I'm sure they're not getting really great sex ed and or even just like social studies of like how to interact with other human beings other than like learning how to kill them and survive. And so I thought the awkwardness and the lingering looks, in hindsight, I was like, I liked it. You know what? Maybe that's not the intention, but to me, it felt genuine coming of age uncomfortableness in the youth. I don't know about you, dude. I remember going to the movie theater to play with the arcade like set up at the movie theater. I wouldn't even go see a movie. Yeah. And I remember middle school, like at the arcade at the movie theater and like having awkward hand brushing with a girl that I was playing, like not Mortal Kombat, but like one of the other like co-op games with, right? And like it was like the competitiveness and stuff, and then you like turn and laugh, and like it's like the chuckling giggles, and like you kind of poke and push each other. And it was definitely like I look at like what they were doing, and I was like, no, that's pretty on brand. I feel like that's as awkward as it was for me.
There was an awkward boob graze.
Was there?
There was an awkward boob graze in there. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there was. It was just it was in there. Yeah. And it's like, but like, hey, in middle school, high school, it happens. You know, you're like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Like you like.
I remember the first time I like actually like fell into a girl's boob.
Yeah, but it's like it wasn't even boob; it was a bra. You know,
no,
like,
dude. Like
oh
I remember.
Yeah,
it was like one of those girls who like early puberty. She's like one of the, like the first girl to have like boobs.
Yeah,
and I just remember like straight up, like standing up from my locker because I had a lower level locker. And she had turned and was talking down towards me, and I literally just did not look and see that she turned. And I like stood up into her boobs.
You just bean dipped her with the back of your head?
No, face.
Oh no.
it was literally just like boobs hit my forehead and like slid down off my chin. And I just remember like looking at her, and she like just immediately, like red. Both of us embarrassed as hell.
Yeah.
And then it was just like kind of awkward laughing turned into genuine laughing, and then it was like no one needs to know about that, like because it was so busy, it was a commotion. But I just remember that being like the most uncomfortable 5 years of my life in those 2 seconds.
Yep. That happened in the show. But the so
you just glitch out.
I did glitch out, dude.
We're gonna have to edit that one in post.
Hey, sometimes
I think you just had a stroke.
I may have. I started staring at that light. The way this, to wrap up the summary of it, this episode, they do get bit in a fight, and then it cuts to, they sit and have a conversation, then it cuts to Ellie deciding to not leave and help Joel, and she starts stitching him up, and that's where, and then it ends with that.
Yeah, I think I liked it like that because it didn't allude to. I mean, it didn't show us what happens to Storm Daniels' character, right?
Storm Reed.
Storm Reed. Fuck,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my god. Oh, dude. Someone out there is gonna be like, you called her. I'm sure she's over 18, but someone is gonna be like, you sexualized her with a porn star. You sick fuck.
You know who sexualized her? The directors.
The directors of this. Yeah. No, but she's gay, so it's okay. Anyways, they never showed her fate, but they alluded to it though back in one of the early episodes. Can't remember which one where it alludes that like she technically was the first person Ellie killed.
Like, I was thinking
Ellie alludes to having killed someone before.
She's like, it's not the first time I killed somebody.
Yeah, I think it was episode 4 when she
saved Joel.
Yeah, which I like that because again, it's not the exposition of like in your face. They don't have to show us that. They don't need to show us that like she probably ended up having to kill her because she never turned.
Right.
And they're asking like the audience to pay attention and remember. And I thought that was great. I thought that like that was really well done. Like just not the obsessant handling. Mortal Kombat being there, and like I don't think they dropped the name Mortal Kombat when they're playing it. But if you're paying attention and see how they play, and then you of course like remember Ellie's excitement about Mortal Kombat when they found it in the gas station. I just thought that like there wasn't a lot of exposition there and like blunt exposition of like hand holding. It was show and not tell, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that part was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. They had some good layering to the story, and they did a lot of telling without telling. As far as this episode goes, I feel like I didn't. It's kind of been the theme the last couple episodes, but I just want some more
action,
bro.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I think it's coming.
Yeah,
because they only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah,
and the episode runtimes got leaked.
Really?
Yeah, and apparently they're not very long. And I'm thinking the most important thing that they cover in these next 2 episodes is
fast
fucking violence.
Yeah.
Because there's so much violence at the end of the game. Like in the last third, you know. Right. I'm trying not to like spoil the ending for anything or anyone, but it is so violent in the video game, and that, like I said, was talking about last review. That's honestly what sticks with you is like the violent extremes we see characters that we've spent so much time with go to. And I think that's honestly like this episode. I truly believe they made a choice, made a call. They're like, let's have an episode that makes like some like gives more humanity and heart to Ellie, put Ellie in the driver's seat, and like melt our hearts when she goes down to Joel and starts trying to sew them together with like fucking hemp rope. Yeah, that was thick as shit.
Yeah,
my wife thought it was
so
wire.
Yeah,
Billie Jean was like, "Is that wire?" And I was like, "No, honey." She's like, "I don't know. That looks like thin wire, like, but like, or either rope." And I was like, "I think it's just what she found, you know." Yeah. But it was some pretty coarse shit. Anyways, I think that's kind of what they're doing here. You know, I think they're trying to get us a little bit more prepared, especially if this works. If Ellie saves Joel's life. Yep. Not only will she have mentally, spiritually saved him by giving him purpose and a daughter again, he will be indebted to like saving her life no matter what happens. Technically, I guess she saved his life back in episode 4. But all that said, I like the episode. Again, I'm gonna say like when compared to most TV, better than most TV. But it kind of feels like we had another episode 4 after an episode 3. You know what I mean? It's just not as bright as episode 3. It's overshadowed by the shadow of episode 3 looms in this series. It's such a banger of an episode that like everything afterwards you're constantly comparing it to.
Yeah, I'd say, for this episode, I think you could have told a more powerful story of friendship without it being
Romantic.
For a couple reasons. One,
romance felt kind of shoot in at the end.
Right. Because even in the same way that they don't allude to her death, that they allude to her death but don't show it, they could have maybe, if they wanted to throw some hints in there and then leave it, there's still heartbreak in that regard. But,
I felt like there were like subtle hints, like the way Ellie kept on grooming herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like all those, like they had all those hints in there, and then
climax.
Yeah,
but not really.
Yeah, and so it was like because of the way that the Bill and Frank episode came off, like, it's been raved about, talked about. It broke TV.
Yeah, best hour of TV ever.
And so then this one feels like, to me, it feels like that first one, the Bill and Frank thing, didn't feel like an agenda being pushed to me. The second one just felt like you had to do it.
Token.
Like you just had to token it in there.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten to the point where I don't even necessarily care about homosexual depiction too much. I have my own personal views and thoughts and understanding of it all, but I just think for the sake of storytelling, anytime you do any placating or token things, it just pulls away. So, and I think friendship can be just as beautiful. Like you can have like a great loss just from a friend.
Yeah.
And and so you could allude to romance or whatever, but I feel like that for me, it just like it was Bill and Frank 2.0,
but
not executed as well.
Yeah. I think like in that vein, like we don't very often get the genuine deep, dude, we just don't get the like deep brotherly love, sisterly love in like these kind of shows, these big dramas. Because I'll be honest, man, there were times in my life where I thought like, okay, if my school lit on fire, if my high school caught on fire, who would I run to first to try to make sure we get out? And like there's times, dude, where like the chick I was dating was not first. It was my boy. You know what I mean? And like it's not that like that chick was a bad chick. It's just like, dude, you recognize like your boy, he's my bro, dude.
Yeah.
And I would run to him before I run to this chick because I'm not in love with her, or something like that, right?
Right.
And I think like stories like that, dude, like we just don't get like Walking Dead, great example. If they had done something kind of a different spin without like having Shane trying to kill Rick, if like Shane had died and was just like he was Rick's cop buddy partner, and Rick just screaming, wailing over like his dead buddy who he loved, like good close brother friend. I think that would have been awesome. That would have been way different depiction, and I think that would have hammered so many, like hurt so many guys in the chest. Because like, dude, I'll be honest, I think something that a lot of men don't talk about, or masculinity wise, but like likelihood is that like as a man and as a woman, but more often men because of the careers men are in, you're gonna watch a good buddy die before you ever deal with the death of your spouse. Like the likelihood is just way higher. And I would love to see that more like depicted more often in like these kind of dramas. All that said though, I agree with you. Felt very tokenized, felt kind of cheaped out at the end. I again, I don't know how it happens in the video games. I never played this DLC or watched the playthrough, but maybe they're both gay in the game. But I just thought it would have been good, and I know we talked about this kind of outside of the podcast, but if Ellie gave her a kiss and then she like kind of blushes as like a flattery, and then it's a response of like Ellie, and Ellie's embarrassed like, oh shit, and it's like no, I'm touched. I am flattered.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel that way. And, but it doesn't change the way I do feel about you, you know? And like, just to see Ellie like take a little bit of rejection, that'd be a little awkward. A recovery from like a more mature friend. Because I don't know about you, bro, but there's definitely times where like, I remember being a kid and like shooting for the moon with that older chick in high school. And it was kind of like you're sweet, you're cute. It's not going to happen.
Oh, dude.
But we can keep on talking in math class.
Oh,
and you know what I mean?
God, dude. Oh, no.
You got a good example?
Oh, yeah, dude. It was like, so we had a band in high school.
Oh, hell yeah, dog.
And there was this kind of crazy chick. She was
goth?
No, she would have been, but she was like youth group chick.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought she liked me, man. She was like a year older. It's like, dang, like things are going on. I'll keep the story short, but it was just like, you know, we're chatting on MySpace that we both had illegally, according to our parents, you know, and we're talking back and forth and like whatever. And then basically I messaged her kind of like, you know, like, so because she kept alluding to a guy.
Oh,
she kept alluding to a guy in this whole conversation, and then
of course it was you.
Yeah, and he's also, dude, this chick's kind of free. She was nuts. He's like, she knew what she was doing. Like
she knew she was playing with the heart of a young man.
Yeah, she was. She had me just hooks in deep, and so blah blah blah. You know, and then it's like, you know, comes out like she was talking about my bandmate. You know, like one of the dudes in my band, and I just remember being like on the message. I don't remember anything of the actual words that were said. But I do remember saying, I'd hoped it had been me. And she was like, oh.
This isn't a Nickelodeon, dude. Like, this isn't Drake and Josh, dog. It don't work that way.
Dude. Oh, painful rejection. So, yeah, I think like even like it wouldn't be homophobic for her to say like, I don't feel that way about you. It would be like, it would be a
coming of age.
It'd be a coming of age real life story. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And it would have felt tokened. Excuse me. All that said, I thought it was good. I don't have any goofs. Trivia. Captain Kwong's keychain has the Naughty Dog original publisher of the game. Has the red paw logo on his keychain. Ellie's flashlight repeatedly stutters in the mall, which you would know if you played the game. Is very common because you have to shake your PS4 controller to like charge your light, your flashlight in the game, which was always fun and stressful. The mall was condemned and scheduled for demolition, but the crew was given permission to transform it for the scene. Mostly consisted of a single story rather than a two-story like they're in the game, so they used a soundstage and visual effects for like double leveling it. But it was pretty sick still. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they were, if you look at it,
looked good.
The name brand stuff.
Oh yeah.
Used the 2003 logos.
I thought they might. Yeah, I was like, yeah. This was one of the episodes where I was looking at those things and I was like,
you would know.
I didn't know for sure, but I was like, oh, they had to put a lot of work into this one.
Yeah. The scene at the arcade was improvised, which I thought was really great because as they're playing the game, you will look at their hands. And the way, especially Bella Ramsey, Ellie, just palms and biffs the joystick rather than grabbing it and using it.
That's a kid that's never been to Chuck E. Cheese.
That's a kid who's never played video games. Never developed that hand-eye coordination to like do both at the same time. And so I thought that was like really on brand. I don't know if it was even intentional, but I was just like, dude, like, of course they don't know how to do both because they've never grown up with that, right? They've never had it before. And then Ellie and Riley, that was her name, Stormy Reed's character, Riley, are both bitten by the stalker that was attracted to the noise. Ellie survives, but while it's unknown what happened to her, Ellie's comments in episode 4 allude to that she did kill Riley as a mercy kill. So all I said, we don't really have much more to say, but I will give it a good solid thumb up. I mean, like in comparison to the rest of the series,
Yep.
I think it's one of the weaker episodes. It falls in line with episode 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about average TV, it's way above it.
You giving it a 1 thumb?
Yeah, I'm giving it a thumb up.
I'm giving it a 0 thumbs.
Okay.
Just because I wanted more.
I get you.
More of something.
That's fair.
You know.
Well, hey, we appreciate you all for joining us. Do leave us those reviews. Check us out on Untapped with our reviews. Hopefully we can help you with your next brew. And we look forward to talking to you all next time.
Thanks for tuning in. If you love this episode, drop us a review. If you have qualms or comments, leave us a voicemail on our website. While you're there, check out our latest news, merch, and deals from our sponsors. Till next time, Ken.